Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever or whenever you may be. This is the overnight. I am DM Foss, and tonight we've got Baron SVG. How's it going, Baron?
Doing good. Doing great.
That's good to hear. G Webs, how you doing?
Fair to Midland. Thanks for the link. Thanks for the invite. Or thanks for hosting.
Well, thanks for jumping in. Two Live Moo, Mr. Moobies. How you doing tonight? Hey, that's awesome to hear. It's probably
He's
laying on the
busy
floor.
milking something.
Oh, my microphone was on mute. No, that last guitar riff was pretty cool. I was still banging my head. How you guys doing?
I'm doing all right. All right.
No, Matthew McConaughey.
So let's take a quick peek who's out there tonight. Gun websites. DJ Play Nice. G23, but I think he might have went to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Gizzard Gary.
Gizzard.
GTP Productions, gun toting pacifist. Bjorn. Frida. Woods. Oops. Almost put him in timeout. Woods.
Oopsie.
M. Gabriel. Hillbilly Up.
You know, I just noticed. Did YouTube change it? It's showing the full square instead of the profile round picture. Do you notice that?
For what?
Well, that's a StreamYard setting. You have like 4 different options in StreamYard to how it displays.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, StreamYard's, I got an email from StreamYard. There's some kind of new shorts. They're doing shorts and stuff like that too now. I don't.
Shorts or just regular shorts?
I don't know. I didn't understand it. But they said a new feature, shorts and something else.
Everyone likes short shorts.
Maybe they said sharts, and I don't want that.
Oh, I'm already subscribed to that one.
So tonight we were going to talk rifle rounds. As Baron demanded we talk about
30
30 caliber rifle rounds. And so I figured, I don't know if there's quite enough to fill out a chat on that. So we'll expand it to just rifle rounds. But we can start with the 30 cal rifle rounds. I only have 2 rifles. I have 300 Blackout and 30-06. I've got a Howa and 30-06. But I don't hunt or precision shoot or anything. I just like to go to the range and make it go bang. So, Baron, explain your love of the 30 caliber
30-06. Well, I mean, it's pretty damn versatile. You can go super heavy, super light. There's so many different projectiles you can load into it. They even have those. What were those called? The Sabo rounds.
Oh, the what were they called? The velocitors or the accelerators or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was a Sabo. Oh man,
Yeah, those things went wicked fast.
Yeah, like almost 4,000. What the heck were those? I can't remember.
Me neither. But yeah. I just love the. It kind of reminds me of a 12 gauge shotgun. Basically, you can do anything you want with that gun. You just get a different round for it.
Right.
The 30-06, you can find a loading to take anything in North America.
and it's just referred to as the OT-6.
It is my favorite. If I were to go deer hunting, I probably would have bought the 270 or 243. But I really enjoy shooting the 30-06.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I prefer the 270, not to dog on the 30 calibers, but
It's flatter shooting, so yeah, I understand. It holds
Well,
its
and
energy better.
The rifle is going to be a little lighter itself because it doesn't have to soak up the weight.
And I shoot it really, really well. I think that's why I like it.
A buddy at work, he used to hunt with 30 Win Mag short. There's a lot of power in that, but he got tired of lugging the rifle up and down the hills, so he this year switched to, I think, 270.
Well, right on.
Yeah, he said he shot with his 300 short. He shot a deer in the chest and it gutted it.
Ew. Gut shot deer, not good.
But I mean, it didn't just gut shot it. He said it tore the guts out of the deer.
It's still gross though when you got to go get it. That's not good.
That's what kind of got him thinking about changing calibers.
These short magnums are pretty crazy, aren't they? I mean, look at those things.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, when those came out, that was like the new hotness, right?
Yeah, I remember a guy trying to sell me one in like 08, and I went with 7mm Remington Magnum instead. I didn't know if it would be a fad, might die off, or could take off, but I didn't want to take the chance.
Yeah,
I probably should have listened to that advice going forward. I have way too many rounds that are that I don't have any ammo for.
Those things are crazy. Look at that thing.
I'm not sure which one is which. Okay, this is a 223 Winchester SSM. What, super short? Yeah, super short Magnum. Then 243, 25, 270, 7mm, 300, and 325. Pretty crazy.
So, Moo, what do you normally take when you go hunting? Is there one rifle that you like? Do you like your 30-30 or?
I mean, I love my 30-30, but if I'm lazy, I'll take my 270 because I know I can, shoot the eye out of a fly at 200 yards.
And the really nice thing about 270 is you have such a long range of like what's that called? Where your bullet doesn't go over 2 inches high and 2 inches low. What do you call that? Maximum point blank range, something like that.
Did you just say maximum point blank range?
Range, yeah.
That's what I heard.
That sounds like it should be a band's name.
Or a movie.
Rage Against the Venison.
When you said you shot the eyes out of a fly, are flies good eating?
It takes a lot.
Not real filling.
No, but man,
Little
that
game.
thing, I mean, I have so much confidence in that 270. I mean, when they say your gun's a tack driver, that thing is a tack driver. I mean, I shot the push pins, the tacks out of my target, at the range. You know, once I had it set it in, I shot all 4 push pins out of the target. I didn't have to pull it out of the target. It's a Savage. I forget the model. Savage 270.
Gary's asking, where's America's Caliber 22 long rifle? I forgot to put one in the thumbnail when I just grabbed a bunch of rounds and ran out in the snow and took a picture.
Can anyone name all the rounds that were in the thumbnail? In order.
Super short.
No, the this show's thumbnail.
Name them. Yeah, Bob, Sue, Sally, James, Robert.
Timmy, Matt, George,
And Roberta.
Reputa.
The term I was looking for, maximum point blank range. So you can just aim dead on a vital zone, and you won't ever hit more than 2 inches high or 2 inches low.
I'd like to buy a vowel.
Yeah. Am I mush mouse tonight? Yeah, I am.
Carrie, I got your email. I'll answer you here in just a bit.
By the way, welcome to the show, DJ.
Rock.
Hello from out west somewhere.
Hello, DJ, my old friend.
It's good to be here again.
So do any of you have experience with like 303 British?
Nope.
I've heard good things about it. I've never shot one.
I've had
Shooting, but not hunting with, for sure.
Enfields in 303 before. I've sold them already, though.
I owned one for one day. Does that count?
I don't like 303. It looks stupid to me, but it's got history or whatever. I guess in a collection, it's got its place, but not in my collection.
Yeah, isn't it from like 1888, something like that?
It's pretty old. It's their version of 30-06, right?
Pretty
No, wait,
much.
it's their version of 308.
The history is one of the reasons that I love 30-06. Other than just the big bang and the recoil. Oh, Wood said he lost his 303 in the divorce.
What's your address?
Iron Road's out there.
Social security number.
December of 1888.
And Hunter Fett.
The only '06 that I own is the M1917, which was the American Enfield. And so that was something that was rechambered from 303. And it's a brute. I dig it.
Nice. I did not know you owned one.
Yep.
They're pretty sweet.
Yeah, I love the action on it.
I've got a Remington Nagant that may or may not be in 30-06, I guess. But they're in 54R, right? Really?
So 303 is 7.7 by 56R. So it's a little bit bigger than the Russian equivalent. They're about from the same time, aren't they? What is 7.62 by 54? That's 1895 is when the rifle came out, but when did the round come out?
Here's a comparison
Right, yeah.
between 303 and 7.62 by 51.
Yeah, it makes the 308 look tiny.
It wasn't what I was looking for, but that's what I found. I was looking to compare it to 30-06 to see the difference.
1891. I said 1895.
Oh.
What's the worst 30 cal? Is it 30 carbine?
It's a metric, somewhere between 8 and 10.
Hello, Iron Road.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Has anybody shot like a 30-40 Crag?
I've heard that recoil's like really hard.
I think the thing that kicks the most out of anything I've ever shot would be either the super short Magnum or the 270 Magnums. Like those are kickers.
The guns that kicked the most that I've ever shot was my dad's 4570 and my personal Remington Model 700 and 7mm Rem Mag.
You know, trapdoors can kick, and then black powder can just destroy your shoulder.
Wonder why that is.
No action, just going straight into you. Newton's
I
law
like-
right into your shoulder. Welcome to physics.
I
Oh,
like
you mean
that.
because it's not using some of the energy to reload.
Or
Gotcha.
springs or something, I don't know. But yeah, like even some bolt actions aren't as bad as black powder, in my opinion. But at least when I remember back in the day.
I like that movie, or not movie, but YouTube video of a guy shooting like a 8 or 4 gauge black powder shotgun or something like that.
Oh, you know what else it is? Back in the day, they either didn't know to or didn't bother with putting any kind of rubber on anything. So the butt plates are almost always a piece of metal. And nowadays, you know, there's always a piece of rubber on there. That probably
Brass. Yeah. I remember when I first started hunting, my choice of caliber was a 30-06 because I remember watching Alaska: The Last Frontier, and Ops Kilter out there uses an 06. And my dad bought me the during when Remington was kind of having quality control issues, but this one's doing just fine. He bought me the top of the line Remington with like the high gloss finish that they actually took pride and actually did their quality control on. And it had a plastic butt plate, but the thing is, I was only like maybe 15 at the time, and I didn't really have a lot of meat in my shoulder. And I developed a flinch over the course of time because that whenever I try to sink that butt plate into my shoulder, trying to, you know, make up for the recoil, or not make up for the recoil, but make up for lack of padding, the butt pad would just hurt the hell out of my shoulder and collarbone and stuff.
That's with my Howa. I realized early on that I would flinch. I've got the synthetic stock, so there's not a lot of weight to it.
My brother likes to hunt with a 243 for deer, and he says he likes to do it with a 243 because he says he's a little recoil sensitive sissy. He used much more vulgar language, but
Well, as long
This
as
is-
he admits it,
This is a family friendly show, so
Well, starting out.
well, not even starting out. To put this in perspective, my brother, I weigh what my brother weighed when in his senior year in high school. He was a 220 pound, 6'1" left guard or left to right tackle or something like that for football, and he wrestled, and I think that's all he did. I think he tried baseball, but that was in his youth league. And the thing is that despite having that big, these big, broad shoulders and a lot of meat up there on his chest, he just didn't like recoil for whatever reason, and it's understandable. I mean, who here loves recoil? I mean,
Me.
So-
and I mean, recoil does make you feel alive. I give you that. Like, if you're trying to shoot, one thing that makes me smile ear to ear is shooting my 686 357 Magnum.
on
Because-
the left here is the 3040 Krag, just as a comparison. In the near the center, with the green tip, that's a 308 Winchester. So a lot of these make that 308 look tiny.
Was Krag the one that they used in the German Mausers, or was that something completely different? I don't know a whole lot
I don't-
about calibers.
I'm not sure.
It's American cartridge from the what was that? The Spanish American War in like 1890 something.
Yeah, Springfield.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Here, I thought that 3040 Krag was a German firearm type of deal.
This is a 30-06 here with a rounded nose.
Was it Swedish? Krag Jorgensen. Anyway,
That makes more sense, even more sense, to be honest. The Swedes.
What about some of these other big boys like the 300 H&H or 300 Weatherby Magnum?
Norway.
Holland and Holland, yeah.
Anybody have experience with those ones?
Only through talking with reloaders when it comes to when they're doing their reloads. The Weatherby 300 Weatherby, it's like a no-go. Trying to see here. What else you got up here?
So working at the range or volunteering at the range, you could sit behind anybody's rifle just about. So I've sat behind a couple that would either, somebody had a good optic and they'd want you to shoot it, or somebody'd go, I can't get this thing to shoot right or whatever. And then sometimes in the diagnosis, they'd say, let's say somebody's having trouble with a gun for whatever reason. They're new, the gun's new, something. Maybe it's goofy. Maybe there's something inconsistent. So then the range, a lot of times the range volunteers, the range safety officers were people that shoot all the time, right? So some of the old guys who were into long range or whatever, they'd volunteer to help out or help diagnose. And then they'd get to a point where, they're like, somebody else needs to shoot this. Like, is this us or is this it? Every once in a while something like that would come up and then I'd sit behind something. So I'm not a big fan of recoil, but there are definitely people that ride recoil. They don't care what it is. They want to shoot recoil. And I don't know if I think it's probably the challenge, because anybody can shoot a smooth shooting, flat shooting, right, projectile at paper. And then it's just a matter of being really, really delicate and, being very consistent or whatever the words are. But with recoil, you've got a lot. It's like getting ready to ride a Bronco or something. So to be able to get it on paper for any length of time, that's a different type of achievement, I guess. And well, for one, it's usually a lot easier to see the holes in the paper too, right? If you're big and you don't care so much about the recoil physically, it's a lot easier to see a bigger hole. So anyway, I'm just throwing in. I know definitely there's people out there that are all about the recoil.
I like
I-
recoil as long as it's rifle. I don't dig it so much in hand cannons. Like my wrist gets tired of it before my shoulder does. So 10 gauge and .6, 308 all day long. Hell yeah.
I like it
Interesting,
all.
yeah.
I like it both. It's kind of like why I had like my muscle cars. That sound and the feeling, and when you get big recoil, it's boom, and then the experience of it is what I love.
So I
Yeah.
got a question. The odd 6 round that's displayed on screen right now, the rounded tip projectile, is it like a pointed soft point or something like that? Because of all the odd 6 ammo that I've seen commercially available, I've never come across one that's like a full metal jacket or like a soft point that's rounded like that to that degree
Which one is it?
for odd 6.
No, which one in the picture? I'm saying I can't read.
Oh,
Five
Fifth
in.
one from the left.
That does not look like a 30-06.
Well, scroll. I don't know if I could scroll up or.
It does look like a goofy looking projectile, like a long one for some reason.
I've seen pictures of them, but I don't think I've seen one in person with a rounded like that.
Like, what was the point of the purpose of that round? Was it military when it first
Soft
came
tip.
out?
Soft tip is you can't hunt with a full metal jacket. You got to shoot. We got to hunt with soft tip.
Oh, I know you got to hunt with some sort of soft tip or ballistic tip because
Well, ballistic
But,
tips are new. That's not something that existed back in the day. So if you existed back in the day and you had an unlimited supply of World War II and probably World War I, 30-06, then you're going to pull that apart and put a projectile in there that you can hunt with.
I don't know about hunting regulations as it pertains to the calibers back in the 30s and 40s, but I just know, like, for example, here in Oregon, you cannot use full metal jackets for anything for hunting, aside from anything that's maybe a 22 caliber.
So the projectile for the 30-06 that's 5 in, that is from the 1903 bullet.
Ah,
So at the bottom of the screen, there's a banner. It says, Baron has reminded me a couple times that I would quickly forget. There's a email address if you want to send in pictures, comments, suggestions, and then the link will get you somewhere you can do the same. In the description, there's a link for the overnight Gilded server. It's also a place you can get a hold of myself, Baron, a bunch of the guys, share pictures and chit chat with other people.
Good place to correct us also.
Yes, if you watch this in replay, you can leave a comment or email. Anything we talk about, think we got right, think we got wrong, let me know. I always read the comments.
I have a correction. It's a great place to correct you.
Point taken. Michael Dunn said, first rifle was a 270. Shot my first and biggest buck with it. I didn't like that gun, so I traded it for my 308 Winchester, and I inherited two 30-06s that my two daughters both use for hunting. That's pretty cool.
one caliber I think that doesn't get a lot of love is the 7mm 08.
And it gets no love here either. I got a question for people. What's
brings
the
it on
best
its-
secondary for your 30-06?
What does that mean?
Like, what gun would you carry with it? Like a 1911? You're going hunting.
44 mag.
What are you trying to end a world war?
Yeah, exactly.
I got 10 mil or a 357 Magnum.
Correct answer is a Zippo.
I mean, I got one of them, but
Speaking-
I haven't smoked a cigar in a long time.
Shoot it and cook it.
Yeah, exactly.
I would probably either take my G20. I wouldn't take my Super Blackhawk because it's a 7-inch. I would prefer a little bit shorter. I know it'd be better for hunting with the longer barrel. But if I had to use it for animal defense, I would want a little bit shorter barrel.
I'd be willing to bet you could kill an elk with that. One thing that my brother, I kind of have a hard time believing this. He thinks that my 357 lever action could down an elk. I'm like, I don't think so.
Shot placement.
Yeah.
I mean,
If you sneak up on it while it's sleeping.
I still I'd probably tilt towards having an actual, like, I'd rather have my 6.5 Creedmoor before I shoot elk with a 357 Magnum out of a 18-inch barrel.
Yeah, I think it should be illegal to try to shoot an elk with a 357. That's either way you get killed or to just give it an infection or something.
He does have a when he bow hunts, he does pack a 45 and he shoots hard cast bullets.
Pacifist said his secondary would be 10 millimeter. Guns and Water said a Model 29.
44 mag.
Yeah.
I mean, you can kill an elk with a 357 Magnum. It's a question of should you. Like, there's a guy that killed an elephant in Africa with a 22 long rifle. Probably wasn't a smart thing to do, but he did it.
MCK said 30-06 rules, but 270 is the best hunting cartridge ever.
I always wanted a M1 Garand and 270. That'd be pretty fun.
I don't know. When I saw, I forget who it is doing the 458 SOCOM grants, I wouldn't mind one of those.
So somebody took a Garand and see, that's both, and then made it into a 458 SOCOM.
Yep.
I haven't seen that. That's crazy.
Yeah, they came out with it, I think, a couple years ago.
So somebody was like, I'm going to take this perfectly good rifle that has history and prestige and tradition and respect, and I'm going to hork it. And everybody's like, sure, let's do it. It just seems like something somebody should have said, put my hand on the shoulder and been like, do you really want to do that? Do you need to do that?
I saw a AK and 458 SOCOM by what's that guy's name? It's down in Oklahoma. He's got I forgot his name. Tony something.
Tromix? Tony Tromix?
Yeah, yeah, him.
Or Tony Roma? Wait, how's his name? Can't remember his name. But Tromix?
Yeah, that guy.
Tony Romo wouldn't be able to hit his target.
What is that, a restaurant?
Now he's a quarterback. He used to be quarterback for the Cowboys.
And
He's got a
every
restaurant chain also.
And every single time he got tackled, he always got hurt. It was I think it was always either a leg or a shoulder with him. The Cowboys were really, the manager was really wanting, or not the manager, but the team owner was really wanting to kind of shove them a Romo championship down the throats of a lot of fans, but it just wasn't working.
Pacifist. I was in South Africa. Asked
AKs.
asks. AKs were the most common. The poachers would wait in the trees and shoot the elephant from above in the back of the head.
Pretty smart, actually.
Yeah, an elephant with a 22, like you were saying, Baron. I'm thinking to myself, what, are you aiming solely for the eyes or something? Like I got an eye shot on an elephant at 300 yards.
From what I read, he shot him in the artery. So not smart. Took a while.
Is that where they get elephant ears at the fair? You know, all that sugar on them and stuff.
That's why they're endangered. You only get 2 per elephant.
Oh man. And the problem is Americans eat like some 58 million of them a day or per year.
Yeah, I'd rather have a 30-06 than a 22 any day.
Yes. Any question, that is the correct answer.
Kind of overkill in squirrel season, but I get you.
That's good. You shoot them in the nose.
A pink mist on a branch.
That's
You use those velocitor rounds, whatever those were called, the sabos,
Oh, dude.
and just vaporize it.
Well,
that's a
I shot some squirrels with my with my 17 HMR. Yeah, you got to aim for the head. If you shoot them in the body, it's cut in half, and it's entrails, and you can't even clean the damn thing.
I was going to ask about that when it comes to like squirrel hunting, which is the best caliber. It's like, is it 22 short, 22 LR, 22 Magnum, or 17 HMR?
Yeah, just regular 22.
Yeah, you can't beat the price either.
One thing that was one time I was out hunting and I was walking this trail, this little Johnny trail that, you know, a truck hasn't driven on in years. Plants would have taken it over, and I was walking, and then all of a sudden, and then the thing is, those little squirrels, when you know, make them scared or whatever, they'll keep on doing that forever and ever and ever, and they'll go on for 15, 20, 50, 30 minutes. And I'm sitting there just doing a sit, and it's like this squirrel just wouldn't shut up. And I was half tempted to just boom, shoot it with my odd 6 and just put an end to it. It's like, you are messing up this set for me right now.
Michael Dunn said, I have my grandpa's model 1917 30-06 that he used in Vietnam.
Damn.
Wow.
Hold on to that thing.
Email a picture to DM Fox.
I just hope your dad didn't bump it. That'd be a bummer.
That's a keepsake.
So, with that in mind, I've been I was I was archery hunter for many years before I got into gun hunting, and there was a squirrel that was barking at me for a long time, and I had a one of those judo points.
God!
Oh yeah. I took my broadhead off, screwed that son of a bitch on. I stuck him to a tree, man. He wasn't barking anymore.
Oh man! Did you at least skin him and eat him though?
No, I didn't even get my arrow back. It was
wow!
a damn tree at 30 feet up in the air.
Yeah, but I bet that arrow was worth it.
It was a $5 Carbon Express arrow and $5 judo point, you know, but still, shut them the hell up.
I was
Pacifist said, when you enter a reserve in South Africa, you either have to disarm or zip your firearm in a bag. God help you if you break the zip on your gun bag.
That's crazy.
I was one of the places my dad took me to do some camping. Technically, it wasn't really camping. We were just living out at a logging site, an active logging site that my uncle was doing. And I took my 12-gauge shotgun, my Remington 870 out there with me, 24-inch barrel. I think I had some like number 8 lead bird shot or whatever. And my uncle told me, don't kill a deer, but if you kill a turkey or grouse or squirrel, that's fine. And got killed a couple of squirrels. Definitely did that, and had a pretty darn good shot out to 25 yards with the modified choke. I was surprised to even get one that far. But killed a quail that was out there. It tastes like rabbit.
So what about 308? I know Baron is a huge 308 fan.
I don't have
Me
one,
too.
but I want one.
Except
I
I have a
can't tell
tendency to
Fox
call it
was being
76250.
I cannot.
Were you, Foss? Being
What's that?
sarcastic? Were you being sarcastic?
I don't know, Baron. But you speak of your love for the 308.
Yes. What did you speak of?
It is a very good round if you have an external magazine. If you have an internal magazine, I don't see why you wouldn't want a 30-06.
I would almost akin it to like it's like 40 Smith and Wesson versus 10 millimeter, a little bit.
Kind of the same.
That's another one that I've never shot a 308 in any form.
Almost tempted to de-barrel my AR-10 and re-barrel it for 6.5 Creedmoor since prices came down. It's like 20 cents cheaper than it was the year it came out.
Second upper. That's the answer you're looking for.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Saturday night.
I almost bought a couple boxes of 308 when I was at Cabela's Friday, but I'm still not sure what I want to, what upper I want for my AR-10. So I bought a couple boxes of 350 Legend instead. Well, then how about the 7.62 the Kami rounds?
Oh boy, Brendan Herrera has entered the chat.
I have shot SKS, but never shot an AK. Yeah, that was just one day, shooting out with the friends. So I don't have a lot of experience with that round.
Well, what are you talking about? 54R or 39?
39.
What's the best round there is?
Isn't it like real? Like, what's its next closest neighbor? 7.62 by 39 in terms of like American
30-30.
neighborhood.
30-30
exactly.
exactly the same as 30-30.
Really? I would have assumed that 300 Savage would have been just as close, or 300 Blackout.
Well, 300 Blackout is almost a 30-30. So,
Oh,
but 30-30 is more powerful. But yeah, I like shooting AKs. They're very pleasant to shoot.
I know. I don't, like I said, I've never shot an AK. I don't really have any desire to. I know people who love them really love them. And I think it's just the growing up in the Cold War era.
Mhm.
I dislike AKs. And it's not, there is no, it's not, there's no other real reason that I can think of other than that's just, I don't like communism. And I know there's ones made in the US and there's, I understand the
Question
benefits
obvious,
of the
eh?
platform. I just have never been able to get over that. I don't like it.
It's like the arch nemesis.
Yeah, it's understandable. If you have any problems with dexterity, they're great rifles.
But it's the same reason I don't want to own a Luger.
Like the old school P 38. What's it called? Oh God, top. It's not a rolling block, but it's like a top recoil system type of deal.
Well, I will say that I'm
The toggle lock.
Yeah, toggle system.
I have almost bought a P-38 because that's the one German gun that I'm from World War II that I would maybe buy. Gun shop had one, and I really thought about it. But so what's the effective range? Is what, 300 yards ish? I know they say more, but
No, well, yeah,
maximum.
I don't know how much energy's out after 300 yards anymore, but you can hit things at further than 300, I guess, technically. But that's not a caliber designed to do everything. It's a caliber designed to do more than a 9mm and less than a 30-06 54R. You know, it's designed to be that intermediate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was designed to replace submachine guns. It did an amazing job at that.
And again, I do absolutely recognize the benefits of the platform. That
When you make the analogy to the Nazi stuff, like I don't care about Nazi stuff at all, and I wouldn't even want. I'm cheap, and I wouldn't even want Nazi stuff to resell it. Like I got no interest in Nazi stuff. I don't have any. I don't see that at all. But the commies were trying to kill us and everybody. Well, everybody I know. So owning their stuff is like an FU to them. And then it happens to be super interesting because there's so much of it. But I can totally understand having no interest at all in the people that tried to kill not just us, but essentially the idea of individual freedom, right? For the idea of the hive and certain people running the hive type of situation.
Which, with that being said, I would, if I was collecting and had the money, I would buy a Dragunov. I have a fascination with them.
Because of their look or because of something else?
Because of their looks. I can't remember I think it was one of the G.I. Joes that I had came with the Dragunov.
What do you think of the H&K PSG-1?
I have no idea what that is.
It's like the H&K big long sniper rifle version of an H&K. Think of the biggest, longest H&K you've ever seen, except it's got like a sniper stock on it.
Oh, I'd have to. I don't know. Yeah, I cannot picture it.
It's just the German version of that gun you're talking about.
Oh.
Essentially.
Is there a legit difference between the SVD and the Dragunov, or are they both the same?
That's the same gun. It's the PSL that's different.
How is the PSL different?
A different country, and they didn't care about each other as much. So, and they probably didn't care that they built it exactly the same. So, it's just different parts, but not quite as much as a VZ58 is different than an AK. Probably more like how the Chinese AK is different than a Russian AK. I mean, they're both AKs, and you could tell that they're both the same parts, but none of them are interchanging. Let's put it that way.
That's interesting. You would expect at least the Chinese to at least try to make theirs interface with Russian stuff.
Nope, kind of hated each other. They were kind of being forced to do it. Right?
That's something I don't really understand is why they hate.
Well, I mean, just because they're communists doesn't mean they like each other. Like, we don't like every single capitalist country just because we're capitalist in America.
Different borders often create different brands of ideologies, for sure. It's like I didn't consider 54R until I was considering Mosin carbine, the 44, for like $75, and I was just like, "Oh hell yeah, let's do
What
this."
year? What year? That was last week.
Not last week. Oh, 4 or 5 years ago, probably. Yeah, 5 years
Oh,
ago,
that's-
maybe.
That's still a pretty decent deal for 5 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was
What
pleased.
was wrong with it?
Nothing. Just gun show and one of those things where the guy had a whole mess of them. Matter of fact, that same guy had a bunch of the 9130s where it was like, pick your pick your arsenal. It just had piles of the things. Those weren't like terribly cheap, and they were, it wasn't like flat rate. Pick one, at set cost kind of thing. And everybody was chasing after all the stuff that people still chase after, but see fewer and fewer since then, and it's almost down to a trickle, especially with the 9130s. Everybody's
Damn.
got those now.
I would have expected it to like be missing the bayonet or something for that price. That's good.
No. Speaking of that bayonet, though, I still don't have the trick for it. It's not pull up. It's not push down. The thing just like if I have it extended, I oftentimes will have to give up trying to get it to flip back to the side again. I have not yet gotten it. It doesn't have one of those collars that you pull down to like unlock it either. Like I just kind of don't get it. But I'm not running around with the bayonet extended. So.
Guns and Water said you guys had the little G.I. Joes. Yes, I had the little action figure G.I. Joes.
I had the big ones.
Yeah, me too.
Well, hold on. There's GI Joes that are the size of Barbie dolls. Then there's GI Joes that are the size of Star Wars figures. But then there's a middle size that were the size of the Star Trek figures.
I had the ones that were the
Okay.
size of Barbie dolls. Then they
Remember
got
the
the Kung
larger.
Fu, the Kung Fu grip that was. Oh wait, actually, I think the big ones had a Kung Fu grip too.
The small ones had the Kung Fu grip too.
Wait, well, not the GI Joe ones. You're talking about the smaller ones. That's what I was thinking of. But I think the giant ones had Kung Fu grip also.
They did, and the hands were kind of rubberized.
Well, that's
So,
what the Kung
yeah, it
Fu
was-
grip was. The rubber.
Okay, I just thought it was like
The
the
twisty-
semi-closed, almost fist-like kind of thing.
Well, it was the wrist. I think it was part way up the forearm. There was a joint, so you could turn.
Mhm.
The hand. Then the small ones had that too. So what about 300 Blackout? Which I really enjoy 300 Blackout.
Can't really opine on my opinion because I never really shot it. I've never shot it.
Is with the current / previous, because we're in between with the pistol brace ruling. I had a pistol size with a can and shot subsonic. Really fun to shoot, and it was kind of home defense. So I could grab it and use it and not worry about ear protection. Does anyone else enjoy 300 Blackout?
I actually just got done building one. I have not shot it yet. I finished it like what? 6 days ago, something like that. I'll pull up a picture while you guys talk, but looking forward to it.
Man, I got envy for the two of Utes because that's the only AR that I wanted, and now I have a Bushmaster and a 6.8, and I still don't have the 300 Black. A 300 Black pistol was the one I wanted to build because like Barbecue was like constantly harassing me. You need to build one. You need to build one. And since then, yeah, 2 uppers that came to me because of contests, and I still don't have my 300 Black. Boo-hoo.
I went with that just because it was kind of designed around a shorter barrel, and I knew I was going to go with a pistol. So, and that also, they're good for suppressing. So it kind of met all the criteria I was looking for.
Yeah, for all those reasons, and when I was making those considerations, I was still working with a fella doing range cleanups and brass recycling and stuff. So I have like 2 5-gallon buckets of 300 Black brass, and so I'm still gonna do it. And it is that brass is now the reason that I most absolutely will get it done.
So here's mine. I just got done building.
There's a little schnubby. He's a cutie.
Yeah, it's a It's a pistol-sized pistol.
What length barrel is that?
8 inches.
Mine's 7.5. But with the can, it pushes it out farther.
Mhm. And I do need to replace the pistol grip with a black one. All I had was green. But yeah, that's what I just got done building. I got lucky. That's a H&R M16 A1 lower and upper.
I was going to ask if that's what that was. Yep.
That could be the first H&R in 300 Blackout. You don't know. I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, when I was considering building one, I talked to what the hell I talked to? Trey. I talked to Trey.
I thought you were going to say Night Strike.
No. I would consult him on 1911s that will chew your hand up, but not 300 Blackout. What's Trey's channel? I don't know why I can't think of his name. His channel.
You talking Ghost Tactical?
Ghost Tactical. Thank you.
Yeah.
I asked him, and he said that his buddies use them for hog hunting, and that they do really well. And I know those probably aren't subsonics, but I figured that's going to have enough. I wanted something that from the closet to the doorway, which is probably about 10 feet, that if I needed to use it, would stop whatever it was at that door. And with all those criteria mixed together, I thought the 300 Blackout would meet that need.
Is there some advantage, do you think, to 300 Black for hogs, or is it just the route du jour for that when it was surging in popularity?
I think maybe a little bit of that. It was the in caliber for that.
It's the fact that it's subsonic and it's in an AR. Uses standard magazines, standard bolt. All you got to do is do barrel change. You're done.
And even unsuppressed, it's kind of a quiet round. It's let's see if I got one sitting.
Especially in a short barrel.
Yeah.
Because it's meant to burn its powder in a short barrel.
So I happen to have one sitting here.
What's like the most optimal barrel length for a 300 Blackout?
That's a 300 Blackout.
300 inches. It's in the name.
Well, it depends. Do you want subsonic or super?
Subsonic suppressed, that's what I'm saying.
I could take it or leave it as a round, but I think it's one of the coolest looking rounds. It's a good proportion. It looks cool.
The subsonic. This is not subsonic, but it's slightly longer than the subsonic round. And the subsonic round, I think, is heavier than this one.
Yep, it's like a 147 grain or something like that.
Yeah, well, something like that. I don't know. They're sitting back there.
147 as opposed to what?
This is 125.
Got it.
Fat and slow.
Hey, come on. I'm trying to lose weight.
Well, that's what we're just saying, that it gets the job done too.
Well, I kind of lean towards heavier, even though if you double the weight, you double your power. If you double your speed, you quadruple your power. But I still, for no real good reason, prefer heavier.
You also burn your barrel out faster.
Yeah.
Oh, having harder velocity based ammo.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why like seven mags burn out quicker than 300 Win mags.
MCK said most 300 subs are 220, 230 grain. Actually, I think I've got. 220. They're 220 grain. Minuteman ammo.
That is a cool thing about 30 caliber. There are so many different projectiles you could use for 300 blackout that you can use the same one for a 30-06 or a 308. So if you have those 3 calibers, I mean, basically infinite variety on your load.
So with those rounds, you can rule the world.
Yeah, basically.
They're the rounds to use if you can't get enough loads. You can't get enough different kinds of loads.
Hashtag never enough loads.
Oh, we talked a lot longer on 30 calibers than I expected. I didn't think we'd get very far.
What's the worst 30 caliber though? No one answered that.
The 9mm one.
But 9mm is 357. Right?
It's all 30 caliber, just a little bit different.
See, I figured someone was going to shit on 30 super carry, but
I saw 30 super carry at Cabela's. The first time I've seen it out in the wild.
I've never seen it in real life.
Yeah, I can buy 30 super carry, but I can't buy 30 carbine.
And that's with all Washington's weird law.
No, it's just availability.
Nobody carries it because nobody has them.
Oh.
There's like very few carbines out there, and then nobody's shooting them. Some people shoot them, but most people just have them, so nobody has any demand for the ammo. They don't bother making it. There's like a few revolvers that shoot it, and like 1 or 2 pistols.
In that regard,
has dried up.
In that regard, I have to say I agree with Baron that 30 carbine is kind of the worst because it's just such a finite type of caliber.
Night Strike said he has 30 carbine.
Plus, don't the guns that shoot that stuff get like jam a lot half the time?
If you have bad mags.
M. Gabriel is asking, can you use the same powder in all those 30 cals?
No.
Probably.
No, half of them are old ones and half of them are new ones. So, no, these are some of the oldest calibers. So, I'm guessing they use old-fashioned powders and shit.
It is snowing again down here in Oregon.
Have you considered making some kind of a state law against it?
No, I don't think that. Despite it being the snow being white, I don't think the Portlanders have thought of trying to ban snow.
How about an injunction against the snow?
Or trying to ban it from having high capacity magazines and weapons of war.
Ooh, look at this. He can't find 30-06. I will trade you 30-06 for some 30 carbine.
I got so much 30-06, I had to throw a bunch of it away.
Yeah, I got a box sitting right here.
30-06 for a short period of time, or not a short period, a long period of time during the ammo craze shortage, during all the supply chain stuff. 30-06 was like one of the number one things to get really hurt.
This
And
table that I
then-
got my laptop on, that the dog's always sitting on, is just a stack about 3 foot tall of 30-06 boxes.
So I put a poll out, which I was meant to do at the beginning of the chat, and of course I forgot. Do you have a 30 cal rifle? That's any 30 caliber rifle.
I got
Anyone we
this
talked
shed out
about?
back
or-
that's so full of 30-06 that I'm paying people to go back there and throw it away each week.
I would like to get to kill a deer someday with my M1.
Yeah, I got mine. It was a sporterized one because one, it's cheaper to buy them sporterized, and I was a kid, and then two, I figured there's no way of knowing, especially back then, that gun didn't take out a bunch of Nazis. And then I was hunting deer with it, and I always thought that was cool.
MCK said 300 blackout by 39 likes faster powder. Odd 6 and 308 like slower powders. Lots of varieties in there. And
I thought-
Hillbilly Up said, I have a new Wilson Combat 300 blackout lower. I need to finish the build. Yes, you do. You need to finish that build.
I don't know if my M1 killed any Nazis, but G-Webs, I was going to ask, you said you had a sporterized M1. How much did that cost you back then?
That would have probably been like 92, and you don't want to know how much that cost me. Probably less than $100.
Oh wow,
Yep.
yeah.
And I
Less
would
than
buy my
$100.
30-06 in belts that came out of ammo cans from World War II, probably out of a 1918 or whatever. And then we had to go around buying hunting ammo. And I was like, damn it, I had to buy hunting ammo again. Like, because I could buy belts for this price of like, a belt of 100 for the
Mhm.
price of like a box of hunting ammo.
Yeah, I
M.
get you there.
Gabriel said 30-06 never ran out during the shortage because men who shoot 30-06 don't panic.
Ouch.
Well, unfortunately, they panicked here in Oregon. All the Sportsmans, the Cabela's, and the Bimarts, they were OUT of 30-06. The only thing that didn't run out was 6.5 Grendel, 6.5, or it's either 6.5 or 6.8 SPC, and there was the 6.8 Western.
The Cabela's over here, you could consistently find 50 AE, 3-inch shot shells, the
Turkey loads, right?
What is it, 28 gauge, and God, what other kind of oddball? Well, oddball to me, but something
16
else like that.
gauge or 14 gauge or something like that.
Something that
No,
so nobody else was buying, so it's the only thing left.
16 went pretty fast. I was kind of surprised to see it go as quickly as it did. And then when I was asking around, so it's like, oh yeah, I picked up some of that. Oh yeah, I picked up some of that. Like more people have 16s than I thought, and that was like my first shotgun.
I'm gonna have
So I kind of
to
have a soft spot for it.
I'm gonna need to step away from the computer for a couple of minutes. I've got a delivery truck showing up. I'm having them haul away a bunch of this M1 30-06, not the normal 30-06.
It's a
Yeah.
pain when that clutters up your storage area.
I'm gonna get a bunch of toilet paper in case there's a shortage on that, so I need to get rid of this M1 30-06 out of here.
So for an
when it-
inflated rate.
When it gets bad, I usually just fire up the burn barrel and toss my 30-06 in there.
We're all just saying this to insult Mike and Night Strike, huh?
Oh, did Night Strike say something about M1 30-06, not the normal 30-06?
By the way, Night Strike, I do have Grand Match 30-06 for the M1 from the CMP in the box.
How much is CMP ammo, by the way? Is it like per round?
I'll give it to you
But
for
they
free.
don't have any.
Yeah, but when you bought it, that's what I was asking.
The ammo I'm looking at, I got with a gun, so it was included in the price.
Oh, well, with me it wasn't. I just bought the gun. I've been buying cellular and below for my M1 ammo. I think it's like some 150 grain stuff.
Thought it was CLR and Belliot.
Oh, G-Web's making jokes. Too funny.
So,
I got a new-
in the
I
poll
got-
there, 77% say they do have a 30 cal rifle, 22% do not.
That
Perfect.
sounds like 22% of the people have an opportunity.
22% of the people need to bump their numbers up. And that's so.
Is there
Sorry.
any other rifle rounds we want to talk about, or are we done talking about rifle rounds for now?
Don't buy a 458 SOCOM. You'll never find ammo.
That's why I did not do a 458 SOCOM.
Baron's hoarding it all.
I don't have a single round.
But didn't you build a rifle in 458 as kind of a middle finger to Washington State with their new law?
I was just fucking with
proposal.
Foss because he was building one. Like, I'm going to build one too.
Oh.
No, I never finished it. I'm
What was
very
the-
close though. I just got a MIG welder. I'm going to pin the barrel, and it will be a rifle, not a pistol.
What was the one that didn't you build a 50 caliber rifle too? 50 AE or something like that? Or it was 50 Beowulf? I
Not
think
me.
I think that was a let's build a rifle with Foss.
I thought about it, but because that's one that I kicked around for a while. And
Because you got the barrel and like an upper for it, but you just don't have
No.
a receiver.
no, I did the Bushmaster, 450 Bushmaster.
Oh, that's right. 450 Bushmaster. Yeah, that was the one.
458 SOCOM is made from 50A brass. Maybe that's what you're thinking of.
I just know that one of you two did the let's build a rifle, and they got to pick the audience got to pick the caliber, I think the barrel length and
Well,
trigger group and stuff.
yeah, we not the caliber though. I already had the barrel.
We
Oh,
did that
that's
for me
right.
though.
I had the barrel and the lower, but then let everybody choose everything else pretty much.
We did do a poll for me and let the audience vote on what caliber I was going to get. And it was 458 SOCOM.
Yes, the audience voted to screw him.
Oh man.
It will be good to reload for, but I need to start piling up primers and cases and bullets and powder.
That's been my primary thing, trying to find is primers and powder. I got some powder, but I don't have the right powder for what I'm trying to do a load for.
Going back to G-Web's note on toilet paper, isn't it about time we go to the 3 seashells? God, mushmouth. Reusable.
What Pacifist did I think he did a short on the 3 seashells.
I'll have to look for that.
It's from a couple of years ago. I think it might have even been before shorts were a thing. So it is a short video. I think it was YouTube. Might have been Instagram. Now you're gonna make me question myself. He might have passed out by now, so I don't think he said anything in a little while. If you can hear me, pacifist, roll on your side.
Oh boy. I was
Night
gonna
Strike. Night Strike said only when Taco Bell wins the franchise wars.
It's getting close.
I was going to ask you guys and maybe some members of the audience could also opine on this. I recently just got a new vehicle today. I got a 2021 Toyota Tacoma, and
Ouch.
yeah, I know, ouch, pretty spendy. I was gonna need. Right now, it's got street tires on it, and it's got the Firestones on it. And I didn't know what you guys thought about the Firestones, but I was looking for a good recommendation on some all-terrains. And so far, I've been getting recommendations as far as a Walmart brand. There's the Goodyear Wranglers, and for a Les Schwab brand, there was the High Countries.
That's what I was gonna say. High Countries. So, I don't.
And Two Live Moo has got to take off. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, Moo. Anything you want to say before you go? Say something. Unmute yourself and say something.
Good morning, everybody.
Thanks for jumping
Good
in.
night, Moo.
Got to go hit the pillow. I'll see you guys later. Thanks, Foss.
Good morning, everybody. Oh man,
Have a good one.
All right, take care, guys.
he either pulled an all-nighter or he's in the East Coast or Midwest.
Michigan.
Well, it's
Yep, there you
morning
go.
in Pacific anytime. I mean, it's the next day right now.
We've crossed the barrier.
Oh yeah, the Pacific is like across the international date line or something like that.
Well,
it's
everywhere.
it's Sunday
across
morning now.
the date line.
That was when I went on to my first and only deployment to Okinawa. That was so weird because it was like we left, Washington time. It was, September 14th, but we went back we landed there at Okinawa at, September 13th. So
One time when I got deployed, I went to sea, and then the aircraft carrier went through this weird weather anomaly, and we were in World War II. But then it came back after about 45 minutes.
The final
Just-
countdown. That's
Just
an amazing
before the
movie.
attack, you were transported back.
Yeah, we decided not to end World War II quickly.
I love that movie.
but then again, also there's that meme of that. What was it? It was a Mitchell M1 or it was a Douglas. Was a Dauntless. It's a fighter, also like a multi-role fighter / bomber plane, doing an emergency landing out there on the shores of one of the Carolinas.
I had a model of a Dauntless when I was a kid.
I couldn't
That I-
understand.
I
Sorry,
assembled.
I couldn't understand the purpose of the curved wing design the way they did it. It was like a W shape.
That's what the Corsairs had.
Well, was it to generate more lift, or was it to be more
To look
maneuverable?
awesome.
Well,
I think it gives you more lift with a shorter wingspan.
Yeah,
Eagles
I
have
think-
the same thing. That's where they got it.
Look at a raptor versus a pigeon or something.
Maybe not the Eagles, but the Tomcats. That makes more sense because the wings kind of, they fold in.
I mean, the bird eagle.
Yeah,
not
a
the
real
plane.
raptor, like an actual bird that
You know.
folds its wing in order to haul ass going straight down and still be maneuverable, plunge into the water or whatever.
Well, birds aren't real.
Oh, that's true. The things that they make the drones emulate.
I
So we
got a
should call
question.
them the national robot instead of the national
See,
bird.
that's what the whole coronavirus and the keeping people home was so they could change the batteries.
So
Brilliant.
what started was that an Alex Jones thing? There's like the birds are actually spies, and just spy cameras or whatever.
It was
I'm
a
not
dude.
sure he's ever originated any idea. He usually takes it from the internet.
Yeah.
Well, I
Ed
mean,
Springs
I'm
about
just
it.
saying, I'm just asking where it came from, where it started. Was it the internet on a meme, or
Yeah.
what specific person did it?
They have a website you can look up.
Yeah, it was a guy.
Birds
A guy
aren't
created the conspiracy, just like they were. I don't remember the exact origin story, but it's an individual and his friends, and they decided to front that was a thing and tour around and just gained more and more people and more cachet until how many years ago was that even?
One time before the internet and everything, when we were just screwing around, I was reading about some of the pranks that were done back in the old days. So I made a thing called MTM because we shouldn't have these mountains in Tucson. So I was making like a petition and everything for people to move the mountains so that we could get to the northern area of Arizona quicker, not having to drive around the mountains. And people sign that shit, dude. Like, they're like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Where are you gonna put them? Over there, where we don't need them. They're not in the way of anything. Oh, okay.
Birdsaren'treal.com is it says their official website.
How come if birds aren't real, how come all the birds that I've shot and killed have no cameras in them and always taste like rabbit when I eat them?
Because they're rabbits, they switch them out.
Hmm.
Here. Let's see.
So they've got drones now that can fly like birds where they don't have propellers and stuff. They just fly by flapping their wings and they put feathers on them. So they look like birds and then they throw them up there.
Well, the kind of toy has been around forever. It would flap and fly around.
Yeah, exactly. Just big versions of that. And they put cameras in them and they're up so high that unless you got like a really, I mean, I can't even imagine any telescope would be able to tell the difference between that and just some big bird floating around up there.
So,
Because like vultures and stuff, that's what they do. They just hang out way up there looking down for something dead, you know? So they just don't move and they, what is that called? Fly on the currents or whatever.
let me play this while I'm thinking about it. So G-Webs has an Indiegogo to raise funds to get the new sewing machine, a new to him used sewing machine. And there's perks for different donation levels. You can click the link that Baron just put out there, or there's a link, I believe, also on the gearwebsites.com.
Yep, thanks to everybody who's helping out with that. Hopefully we're getting there. It's kind of tough. It's always anticipation in the last couple of days because things can ramp up. They can also sit there and it's hard to know, what's going to happen.
And so there's a big push to end this. So if you got a couple bucks you can throw his way, maybe think about it. Yeah.
You're helping out me, helping out Alan Anchor, and then everybody who in the future hangs out, essentially.
Anything you want to plug while you're talking?
I just thank people for participating in it and helping share it. It's crowdfunding, so the crowd part of it is the important part now. They just need 100 people at this point, and it's all about finding them as it's ending and getting close to ending without finishing. That's when people are more apt to participate. So those folks who may have already shared it, if you would share it again, just so that it gets out there and reminds people as it's, getting imminent, closing, it's getting close to the end.
It's the final countdown.
Yeah. Oh, shit. That's so bad. That song was horrible, but the movie was so good. Wish the song would have been as good as the movie.
Iron Road, anything you want to plug? Anything you got coming up?
No, not really. Probably going to be staying a little recluse for a while. I got a car payment now to be making.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
DJ.
Yes, sir. I would, I'd like to encourage everybody to check out the Guns and Barbecue channel on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. That man hosts live conversations, a lot like this one. Topics range, but the cast and crew is pretty usual. And some of the folks that you see here tonight are ones that you can expect to see over there. On Saturdays, earlier than the overnight, there's a program on the A Great Start Shooting School channel, and that's about mental health, suicide awareness. And I encourage everybody to check that out, as well as the Costly Conversations podcast channel. I dig what he's got going on over there. Until I see everybody again, be safe, have fun, carry your guns, and raw.
Anything you want to plug, Baron?
I got nothing besides Doom. If you want Doom, I can go. But have a good night, everyone.
Well, let me play this real quick.
Disco is dead. Disco is not dead. Disco is life.
Wednesday Night Mouse Party, Wednesday nights at 10:30 p.m. Pacific, right after the Daily Gun Show. That's another promo that I always forget to play. It's a little more freeform, kind of, little less formal. Hang out and have fun. Other than that, I appreciate everybody that was out there chatting it up in the comments, and those who might have been watching that didn't say anything. I appreciate you too.
Does this mean the bracket's going to start now?
Yeah, just wait outside for the bracket. It's a drone bracket. And if you watch this in replay, again, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Tell me about your 30 caliber rifles. And other than that, I hope everybody has. Oop, that's the wrong button. Oh no, I lost. I got lost. There we go. Everybody have a good rest of the night. Have a good tomorrow.
Still here? It's over. Go home.